What's up, YouTube? So I had mentioned before that, like in my film sessions, that I wanted to kind of go over some of the basic formations and just basic things with football, just because I realize that when I do my film sessions, most of the people know what I'm talking about, but that's not always going to be the case for everybody. And today I'm going to be starting talking about cover zero, just basically just football 101, how to read cover zero, what cover zero is, things of that nature. So this is something that the Dolphins run a lot of, probably more than any team in the league, at least at this current moment. And one thing about it is it's going to be all man coverage. There is typically no type of zone coverage with cover zero. Most teams only do it when they're backed into their own end zone, so when the defense is in the red zone. That's because, you have the sideline to basically act as a safety, the back of the end zone. So that's typically why. So you do see all the defenders are in man coverage. One trait that you'll often see, a lot of times you'll see a single high to make it look like it's just a regular man coverage play, but then right before snap, the safety will usually come creeping down. And one thing that cover zero always means too is that there is going to be a blitz coming. You do this so that you can rush 6 defenders. In this case, I do have it in a 4-3 straight up defense. It doesn't really matter what the formation is. You can do it at a 3-4. You can do it at a nickel. In this case, I have a standard cover 4 with a linebacker and a tight end. This isn't what you would typically see in the league anymore. This would probably be like a nickel. He'd probably be on the receiver, and a safety would be on the tight end. But it doesn't really matter, ultimately. You can sub people out and stuff like that. And the concept still works. But the basic idea is to be able to get a lot of pressure on the offensive lineman. You might even keep a tight end in to kind of help block so you could, get your pass off. Because the thing is about cover zero is that you can get some really big plays off of it. It's kind of a all or nothing type of play. If you can beat the blitz, you have a lot of opportunities for some really big plays because, like I said, everything is in man coverage. And even run plays can go for big yards because if the running back or even a mobile quarterback can get away from the blitz, everybody's moving forward, and all the people in coverage are turning their back to the runners because they're covering their guys. So there are a lot of big opportunities there. As far as passing against it, you typically want to go across the middle because there is no safety over there in zone to help anybody. So it's all going to be one-on-one. So typically you do want to go over the middle. I'll actually, hang on. Alright, so I just kind of added some routes to it. Just to kind of show some of the things that you can do against it. A lot of times you want to kind of manipulate the man coverage defenders to make sure that they're not able to support each other. So like I said, shots over the middle are really good. So this is why bunch formations and crossing routes, slants, posts, skinny posts like this, they're all very effective. And if you go back and watch our game a couple years ago against the Bills, that game where Noah Igbinoghene just kept on getting killed by Stephon Diggs, this is the type of thing that the Bills did to us nonstop that game, was they would do a bunch formations and they would do a bunch of crossing routes against us. And it killed us every time because we do a lot of cover zero. And like I said, there's no safeties over the middle. There's no linebackers patrolling this area because all these guys are blitzing, and this safety is going to be in man coverage against the running back. And in this case, the running back is just going to kind of help block. So there's not really much for them to be able to do. So if you put this receiver on like a curl and put him here, that'll stop this safety. It's going to make this safety have to defend this area. And that does two things. he has to stay right here with the receiver. So this allows this tight end who's on a linebacker to basically have a fade route, and the quarterback might like that at the sideline just because it is a tight end one-on-one with a linebacker. But also, that also, again, frees this safety and makes this linebacker go this way. So this crossing route is going to be wide open. And depending on if your coverage holds up, you might even like your number one receiver on a skinny post against one-on-one against the corner. Like, this provides a lot of really, really big opportunities to make big plays. But again, it all comes down to you being able to get the ball off. Whether that means your quarterback is good and can throw with anticipation, you got receivers that you can count on, or, you know, you somehow manage to protect yourself. Like, because there's more blitzers than there are offensive linemen. There's 5 offensive linemen and a running back in this case that's going to help block against 6 defenders. And a running back's typically not going to block somebody one-on-one. Not for very long. So, like I said, this is a big opportunity for big plays, but you have to deal with pass protection. If a quarterback, he might have to scramble out and kind of buy time. But those are the kind of the things that you kind of want to see. It's inside seams and fade routes, like I said, those all work really well. Anything like a slant or anything of that nature, anything really attacking the middle, you could turn this into more of a post if you wanted to, and you'd still be fine. And like I said, it is more common in the red zone because, like I said, there is no safety help. But these 2 routes wouldn't be as deadly if you had the back of the end zone right here. You know what I mean? Like, there's not as much room for them to be able to work with. So that's why it is more common for most teams to do it in the red zone. And you want to create more pressure to try to cause turnovers. So yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the main things for cover 0. And like I said, you can do a whole bunch of different formations with this. You can make this linebacker a nickel corner if you want to. A lot of teams even do some big nickel things where you'll have 3 safeties out there. The Dolphins do that when our safeties are healthy. We would sometimes bring out Javon Holland, Eric Rowe, and Brendan Jones. That is something you can do. And of course, if you want to kind of disguise some things, you could even put, if you have linebackers that can cover well, you can even have one of these linebackers be in man coverage against a running back and blitz the safety instead, just to kind of make the quarterback think a little bit. And if this running back is just going to cover, is just going to block, this safety might kind of turn into a free roamer here in the middle of the field, which would take away this middle option, or he could even blitz himself. It just really all depends. It also depends on the instincts of that safety. But even if he does become a free roamer, this is still right there. And so is this fade. And like I said, it's all going to be one-on-one. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.